Hello everyone and welcome to Felix's Space Time. Today I have the honour of speaking to podcaster and science communicator Pablo Fuente. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on here for an interview today. For those who might not be familiar with you and your work, could you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
Hi, Felix. My name is Pablo Fuente. I'm a science communicator. I am based in Florida, the USA, and my work is covering all aspects science, and I have a particular interest in space exploration. So that's what I'm doing. It's a great place to live because, as you can see here, I have access to all these wonderful facilities, and what's happening nowadays is just incredible. So very glad to be here.
Amazing. And you're in Florida today to watch Crew 10, and they tried to launch the other day, and they're hopefully going ahead for another launch attempt tonight. What's the vibe been down there? How's it been sort of following along with the launch?
So today we have a beautiful day here, Felix. A little bit of wind, but nothing worried. The weather looks great. They give a 95% percentages of good chances to proceed with the launch, and the vibe is really exciting. A lot of excitement, to be honest. We got a little bit disappointed on Wednesday when 40 minutes before the launch everything looked perfect, and then they scrapped. But this is how it is. We know how hard it is, so we all understood. And today we all have this vibe that something amazing is going to happen. So now you can probably see down here, we have some buses that are waiting for us. We need to go there within 20 minutes, and then they will take us to where the astronauts are sleeping today. So to see them walk out from that building and getting into those Teslas and just head towards the Falcon 9. So a lot of excitement.
Amazing. And sort of how many launches have you seen? I know you're based in Florida, so quite a few. But have you been keeping count?
Yeah. So we've been together in a big one, like Polaris Dawn.
Yes.
That was absolutely amazing. A very late night launch, but absolutely incredible. I've witnessed now around 12 launches, a few of them crewed missions, which are always more special, as you know. So I've been in several in Crew 7, Crew 9, Crew 10, Polaris Dawn. Then I also had the opportunity to go down to Texas for the Starship flight test number 6. They didn't catch the booster, but we saw the Starship. It was absolutely amazing. So it is a privilege to be here, to be honest, because now we have a launch every 34 hours, Felix, as you know. So almost every day there's something going on. Like Wednesday, we got Crew 10 scrapped, but 3 hours later we got a Starlink. So, never disappointed.
Exactly. And are you with sort of today the sort of following along with the crew to the launch pad? Are you part of the sort of the NASA social part of the day? Is that it?
So no, now I'm with an accreditation as US media because of my situation in the US. I have now access to being considered as US media. So it is a little bit different. Honestly, we get closer and we got to see many more things. Another big advantage, Felix, is that being a US media journalist in here, we can park our car. So we drive in all the way and we park the car here. So it is easier to take out all the gear. We will be live streaming tonight from the famous countdown clock, which I have just in front of me. And probably I can turn the camera and you might see the rocket from here. You see it down there, right?
Oh yes,
So,
yes.
so the gorgeous Falcon 9 waiting for us. And also you see the clock. So I will be streaming the event from that area tonight. So pretty exciting.
Amazing. Now sort of diving into your sort of the space part of what you do. Your main background isn't in space, is that right? How did you sort of get from, and I know your passion is radio, television, that sort of thing. How did
Yeah.
that sort of change into you sort of being out at these
So
launches, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so great question, Felix. Thank you for that. My background, I'm an economist, and I started to talk about science many years ago. I was in the Spanish television, mainly during COVID, and covering also all aspects science. And since I'm very, very little, I've been fascinated by this space, by the moon. I was born on the 20th of July, which, as you know, was the day we arrived to the moon for the first time. So I have this connection with space and fascination. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that since I was very, very young, I was reading the books from Jules Verne, and those amazing books just blew my imagination up, and I one day I want to go to the moon. So when I was given the opportunity to get closer to what the action is, I said, this is my chance. There is a reason why I came to Florida, and now it is happening. So really incredible.
Amazing. So with your what you've got now, you're sort of your journalist, what sort of things do you cover apart from sort of going out there to the launches to see the rockets take off?
Yeah, it's a great question. One of the aspects that interests me more are the all the advancements and things that are behind the scenes, like in the kitchen right now, cooking. I had the opportunity to visit the Michoud factory. We will be broadcasting a video very soon. The second part of that video is the Artemis SLS rocket that it's just inside. So we are going to visit VAST within 2 weeks in California. So there are so many companies doing incredible work. I mean, today we got that picture from the moon, from the lander, and it was just incredible to see the eclipse from the other side. So I'm interested in what other companies are doing. I've been speaking to people at Lockheed Martin. I've been speaking to people at Boeing. So all these companies, and they don't necessarily need to be very big. They are small companies with small teams doing amazing work. And that is what interests me more. What are those companies doing? We get to think about the International Space Station, which is super important for humanity, but there will be another and probably many new International Space Stations in a few years. So there are companies working on that, and that's work that needs to be spoken about, and that's my main interest. Of course, the rocket launches are the exciting part, but
Absolutely.
also the work from engineers, the work from many other people. And one of the things that amazes me most, Felix, is when you go to visit those companies, how approachable, how open they are. Of course, there are things that are confidential and we cannot record, but you get also to see very young and talented people that just doing amazing things. And that's a very important message for the youth. You can do amazing things. You need to dream big. We live in a world, Felix, that we got so many negative news all the time. And it's a very complex world, a lot of geopolitical things happening. But we have this other side, which I think and you are doing such an incredible job. I need to congratulate you because
Thank you.
you are one of the guys who is talking about it in a very compelling, very approachable, very deep way as well. So it's such an important work. You are inspiring so many people, and these young guys are going to change the world. So that's amazing.
Thank you so much. And you talked a bit about going to see Vast in the next few couple of weeks. What companies have you sort of documented or maybe visited in the past, and which ones would you like to document in the future?
I want to go visit all of them, right? We had access to Lockheed, we had access to Boeing when we were in New Orleans. As I said, we will be interviewing the CEO of Vast very soon in California. But there are so many companies right now. Like as I said, the lander for Firefly. I would love to visit those guys. There are other companies that are doing amazing work. So basically, anybody working for our future interests me. So if someone is watching this video, I will be writing you and I will be asking the question, can we go shoot and can we go speak to you guys?
Amazing. Um, what sort of more away from sort of the company visits on your channel? What other type of content have you made? I know you've done interviews in the past. You interviewed Jared a few times.
Yeah.
What other people have you interviewed, and what people would you like to interview in the future?
Yeah, thank you for that, Felix, because I think Jared came to my channel thanks also to you. So I appreciate that. I have recorded 177 interviews that are longer than 90 minutes. Some go for 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. My channel is about going in depth in all aspects of science, and we live in a world where things happen so fast, and when you watch TV, when you see content online, it always is like very short, 10 minutes, even less, and people don't it's difficult to grasp people's attention. So my channel is not a very YouTube channel oriented because, as I said, 90 to 200 minutes in depth. I have had people developing antibiotics, people that are working with AI to discover new ways of treating diseases. I have had neurologists talking about the cure for Alzheimer's and Parkinson. I have had people that are also developing day-to-day food. Like I had bread makers in my channel and understanding how bread is made. How do you, gather the right ingredients? How do you mix them? So it is a very, uh, probably weird is the word, but I have such a level of curiosity, Felix, as you do, that almost everything interests me. So when I see something that grabs my attention, I just want to know more. And that's the type of people I'm interviewing. So as I said, 177 interviews. I hope many more to come, um, because I'm also learning a lot. When I prepare those things, I read books. I call people. I try to be deep, and that's enriching also so many aspects of my life. Is a gift.
Amazing. And you talked about, and I've sort of done some research over looking at some of your channel videos. A main sort of so from you're from Spain, and a main sort of the thing in your videos is you dub them both. So you've got an English version and a Spanish version. How important is that to you, making sure that this content gets out to people who don't just speak English?
So, that's a great question, Felix. A lot of people, a lot of my followers are Spanish speakers. Now we have tools, and you know this better than I do, but YouTube is offering auto translations and it's offering even captions in different languages. So I think we are going to be living in a world where words will be auto translated instantly. People will get to listen messages in their own native language. So I think those barriers exist for a reason, but they will be broken. And I think it is important for content creators to just get rid of those barriers. Right now, a lot of my interviews are in Spanish, because that's where I'm coming from and where my original audience started. But in the future, I'm trying to go more in different languages, even in languages that I don't even speak, like German or Finnish. Or there are so many beautiful languages out there. People, I think if you are interested by the content, language shouldn't be a barrier.
Exactly. And I know you're restricted on time today. You've got to get off to see the launch. So I've got one last question for you. What are your
Of course.
plans? What are your plans for the future? What do you want to do next? How do you sort of want to keep on growing your journalism and the videos you make?
So the first thing I would love, Felix, is for you to come back and that we get to see a lot of lunches together, because I had great memories of that night. And I'm sure there are so many amazing things that are about to happen. So I cannot wait to welcome you in Florida. But I just want to keep being surprised, and I just want to keep learning and growing. And there are so many things I get wrong when I do a live stream from here. The conditions are harsh. You've been here, you know how hard it is. So I keep learning. Today, I was setting up my remote camera for the first time. I am completely inspired, and you know him very well, by the genius John Krause. This guy is a genius, and I see his pictures, and I just want to, take pictures and learn. So that's where I'm heading. I will keep reading and being interested by everything, and curiosity. I think it's a great asset to have in your pocket, and you have a lot of curiosity and a lot of passion, Felix. So I cannot wait to be here with you and do this together for once.
Definitely. And thank you so much for coming on here for the
Uh,
interview as well,
my pleasure, Felix.
and sharing what you're doing. What you're doing is amazing, and fingers crossed for a successful Crew 10 launch this evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support. I have great vibes. It's going to be a beautiful lunch. And now I will go to say, see you soon to the crew. We will jump into that bus. And it is also beautiful to see them saying, see you soon to their family. So we will share all that content. And thank you for what you do, Felix. I want to reiterate that. It's amazing. Keep going, because you are an inspiration for me. So thank you.
Thank you so much, and once again, fingers crossed, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out Pablo's social links in the description. See you again soon.